What is up, everybody? I'm JPC3 and welcome back to another episode of Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Now, when we left off, we were right outside the doctor's office. I believe that this is Dr. Wade's office because he said that he had to get to the surgery. Yep, Dr. Wade. Alright, so this is where, I don't remember her name. Barbara, maybe? Gave the information to somebody else that apparently the morphine had been adjusted for the patient, which is a HIPAA violation. We got told at the house that we were just at that the military was gonna come and bomb, that was a possible, that was a possibility. So we have a lot of things here going on and not a lot of answers. It seems like we're getting bits and pieces one at a time.
Dr. Wade, here you are.
Oh,
there's a queue of patients a mile long out there.
Just send them to the village hall with the others, please, Bob.
Doctor, people are scared. Mrs. Gables just called me and said her husband's vanished. She was very frightened. She said there was blood coming up from his ears and his nose.
What the hell do you want me to do? Until they lift the quarantine, we're not going anywhere.
The doctor's bleeding.
Just tell them to drink plenty of fluids.
Just like she did before she died.
Follow the instructions on the radio.
And he's been bleeding for a
Phil,
minute.
Please, you have a duty to your patient. Your nose.
Did you hear that sound, though? There was a sound that just played before his nose, I guess, started bleeding. Huh. Very, very interesting sound there. Which makes me wonder. So we have a lot of things that are going on. Let me walk and talk. Try and multitask here. So we have a lot of things that are going on. The people vanished. They're gone. Don't know why. Did their bodies disintegrate? They just get abducted? No idea. Something has come up. So it seems. Let me try and start this from the beginning. So they were doing something at the observatory, messing with something in the sky. I'm assuming that they found a pattern, an astrological pattern in the sky, and that has caused them to trigger Welcome to Yotten. We're leaving Yotten? Alright, I hope I satisfied you, Jeremy. We're going to keep going. So it seems like that triggered something, and it infected the telephone, and maybe all of the electronics, maybe just the telephone. And that's why they're telling them not to call outside of their local area so it doesn't spread. Now, whatever it is causing people to die. So, who is this, or what is this? Is this Jeremy again? Wendy. This is Wendy. So this is the woman that was complaining to the Father Jeremy, about the fact that Barbara had told her that somebody's morphine was wrong. I'm assuming that they got doubled down on medication, presumably because they were dying and they wanted to ease the pain. But so we're going to check out this house and this area over here. Again, there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's teeming with questions.
Yeah. First thing
Amanda, so that's a new person, I
to
think.
catch this flu if it's going round.
It's probably that Father Jeremy, spreading it around while he tries to bully everyone into donations for the summer fete.
It seems very quiet in the village, actually, Wendy. Not much bullying to be done.
Oh, Father, I didn't know you were here.
Clearly. Listen, I came up here to tell
Wow.
Amanda that we've had some vandalism in the village. Must be a teenage thing. Tagging, I think they call it. Someone's painting all over doors and things.
That's kind of
Little
rude, Wendy.
vandals. Well, I'll tell Neil to make sure we're properly locked up when we go.
A good man like my Eddie gone. And these thugs
Nobody likes you,
and
Wendy.
yobs
Go home.
running around defacing property.
These
He
thugs
gave
and yobs.
everything to his country, and look what he got in return. Nothing but an early death.
He had a good life, Wendy.
He had a short life.
Ah,
I look to my birds, Father. Lives lived unencumbered, free and simple. That's as God meant things to be.
lives live unencumbered, free, and simple. I'm sure that your birds are in cages. Is that the kind of life that you want? Wow, this woman, she's something else. Maybe we can kick this ball? Nope. Okay. That's creepy. This kind of reminds me of Hereditary. I don't know if you guys saw that movie, but there's a treehouse in Hereditary. Good movie. Good movie. Alright, so we have some kids drawings, just generic stuff, nothing important.
Every computer in the observatory has set itself to 6:07 a.m. June 6th, 1984. I don't understand what that means.
June 6th, 1984. Okay, so I think that that's something that I should remember, because if all the clocks in the observatory, apparently whatever they're dealing with is intelligent, because it adapted, and it came through the telephone wires, so it's not something of this earth. It's got to be something different, or maybe a government experiment. Maybe that's why the government's trying to cover it up. But maybe the clock was set and the date was set to that time because that's when it's going to eliminate everybody or kill everybody. I don't like that sound. I wish it would stop. Please stop. Which is interesting. So I need to figure out what time it is when Kate's making these recordings, because if it is not 1984 June 6th at 6:07 a.m., maybe it's doing that. It's going ahead of time on purpose to try and signify that that is when things are going to happen. The voice of the stars. Okay, so there's another emphasis right there on stars. So I definitely think it has something to do with that. And here's a map. But this one actually has the points of interest. The other ones actually did not. So I'm right there at that location. Okay. So I actually don't know what that says. Lookout point. This is a lookout point. Garage, church, windmill, observatory. Okay, so there's only one observatory. Yeah, this seems like a pretty substantial area to just kind of get wiped out. You know, maybe not as big as Raccoon City, but definitely it's not. I don't think everybody lives in this city with their family, so it's definitely something that's going to go noticed if people just disappear or if they blow it up. That's not really something you can hide, just bombing a city, you know? Unless it's like a city out in the middle of nowhere. People are going to notice. They're going to see. Alright, so I have a lot of questions and ideas about what's happening. I know there was a house across the street. I didn't want to miss that. I actually wanted to get that. And looking at the map, there's multiple cities. So if it took me roughly 30 minutes to run through one city, I want to make these episodes a little longer and try and get one city per episode. Oh, he got a fancy. Okay, no, he doesn't have a fancy car. He just has an old telephone.
It got as far as the Haverton substation before we cut the lines. The interchange there just started dialing numbers at random.
And the symptoms you're seeing match those we've been tracking here?
Sickness, headaches, nosebleeds, eventual hemorrhage.
Yeah, I was going to say hemorrhage.
Just light, whatever the hell that means.
Then we've got to stop it before it finds another way out of the valley.
And then just light.
You've got to order a strike.
What?
An airstrike. We have to kill it.
Calm down, bro.
No, I don't agree. We've quarantined the valley, we've cut the lines. It's contained.
What if you're wrong? Are you happy to have that on your conscience?
Stephen, I said it's contained.
Alright, so that's interesting. He gave the symptoms. And the nose bleeding, the pain, all that, the hemorrhaging. That definitely... hemorrhaging can definitely lead to death. So, after that, he said something interesting. He said, then just light. So light's kind of like what we're seeing now. And that's something that I've thought about as well, is that these orbs... sorry, guys. These orbs that we're seeing, I feel like they're their spirits. They're either like a reincarnation of their spirits or a representation of their spirits. Or they might be kind of like Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It kind of sounded like that thing was saying something. Sorry. So kind of like Hiroshima and Nagasaki, when the bombs were dropped, it burned like people's shadows into buildings and things. So maybe it's something like that. Maybe it's along those lines of just being remnants of what remains. But if what Clive just said, you know, just light, do they get dissolved into just these orbs? Is that part of the illness? Whoa. Girl. Wendy, you're freaking me out. Please stop. No, there's definitely a scene in here.
You do look ever so drawn this morning.
That bloody dog kept me awake. And there was that thing in the sky. The radio says it was an electrical storm, but I don't know what it was. This morning, I found some dead birds in the garden.
I'm sorry to hear that. I wonder if it might have had something to do with the atmospheric conditions.
Why, Stephen will probably know. I'll give him a call in a bit.
Wendy, I've popped around because we've had some incidents with some of the more elderly residents. Mrs. Boughton has, well, vanished.
All right, I'm gonna. While they talk, I'm gonna explore.
Wandered off. Something.
Try and stone two birds at once.
The council are talking about a flu epidemic.
Yes, well, I'm not sure it's flu as such, but no headaches, nosebleeds, no joint pains, or digestive
Petitioning
issues.
the 7th tower, an extension of the observatory.
Go and find some real sick people to look after. And if you see that son of mine, tell him that his mother's looking for him.
Yeah, you tell him. How do you get upstairs? I doubt. So it seems like there's only one per house. So I doubt that going upstairs will do any good. This is a gorgeous backyard, though. It's really nice. Got your little gazebo area. Well, it's not really a gazebo, but you know what I mean. That's locked. So we're getting information slowly but surely. A pond in the backyard. These things are so hard to manage. I don't know if any of you guys have ever had a pond in your backyard or like a fish pond. They are difficult. You got to balance them correctly so that, I mean, you could put certain fish in there to keep it easy, make it easier, but you got to balance it correctly without harming the fish. It's just interesting. So I walk slower whenever I'm it's either A, inside, or B, when I get near a thing. So Wendy is Steven's mother. It's what it sounded like. And I feel like I'm going way off the beaten path here, which I don't want to do. I don't want to wander too far off. Especially since I can't run. So there's going to be dead time where I'm heading back to where I came from if it was a waste of time to come this way, if that makes sense. Because this seems like it's something that they added just for, you know, aesthetics, just to make their game prettier. See, because they're playing sweet music, so yeah, like why would they make me come down here and then go that? I'm not going that way. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it just for time value, you know. I just like I'm not gonna chop these videos up. I want to leave it unedited for you guys, and I'm not going to walk that far. That's going back towards Yachton anyway, so maybe this is just a back path that I could have taken. Something that I might have missed. That it just gives you more of a aesthetically pleasing scenery to look at instead of walking the road. But this orb is just chilling. What you trying to show me, Wendy? Wendy. Alright, Wendy is just sitting there. I don't think Jeremy ever just sat there. So maybe that means that I've kind of completed Wendy's story. Which, that doesn't seem correct. Because I feel like I'm missing information. And there's still, she said birds were dead in the garden. That's definitely a bad sign. But, as you can hear, and see, because there's a butterfly right there. And there's like, I guess that's like a... I hear birds, and then I hear something that sounds like maybe it's like a little raccoon or something. But as you can hear and see, there are things still alive in this town, which means that whatever it is didn't come after everything. It only went after, I guess, what you would consider intellectual beings. It only went after humans, which is very interesting. Maybe it's an alien species trying to take over our planet, and they're like beyond technology. I don't know what it is. I'm very interested to see how this is going to play out. Very interested. So I want these episodes to be, I don't want to turn this into a 17 episode thing because I don't even know if it's going to catch on. This is just my first Let's Play for the channel. But at the same... I'll get that phone. Okay, and she's coming back around. But at the same time, I don't want to have these episodes run really long either. So it's a fine line that I'm trying to play where I don't take too much time.
Hello, Frank Appleton. Breaker Lost Cargo.
Frank.
This is Traveling Sherlock. You copy over. You daft bugger, Charlie. You don't do it when you're using the phone. You'd say this too seriously, Appleton, I'm telling you. It is serious. It's not larking about. You'll be listening to your number stations again, Frankie. It's not funny. It's serious stuff, and you should mind it. Now then, I'm assuming this is about a pint. I am going to the Whistler. My round, I think. I'll not argue with that. Frank, have you seen the sky? It's amazing. Don't think I've ever seen anything like it. I didn't realize we were off to a poetry recital as well, Charlie.
Alright, so there's something in the sky. Maybe, like, she said that it was lightning. I believe that she said it was like lightning. So there's a dead bird. And a blackbird. That's definitely not good.
Very cold this morning. Said there was a problem with our...
And Frank Appleton? Is that... So Frank is married to Wendy, maybe?
There's a lot of dead birds today. More here, too, poor little things.
I'm going to keep walking so I can figure out what's going on. Trying, again, stone two birds at once. Ta-da! Stone two birds at once. I might use that as my thumbnail. I don't think this will open up because... Yeah. Whoa, he knocked. That's the first time he's knocked. Usually he just tries to open. Or she, whoever I am. Harvey. Harvey the dog. Where's Harvey at? That's another dead bird. Maybe I can get in the house through the back? Probably not. This is the front? This is the front. No, I'm not going to be able to get in here. Yeah, see, I've kind of noticed that only the rooms that have... And I don't hear a radio in there, so I'm not going to go in there. There's not going to be anything of importance. The game is just trying to tell a story. There's no collectibles or things like that. So, hey, Wendy. I'm coming. Yeah, Wendy's definitely trying to lead me and tell me this story of what's going on. I'm coming, Wendy. So there are dead birds everywhere. Which is interesting because they said that the lights in the sky, there's a lot to process here, and I'm also trying to talk at the same time. So the lights in the sky were caused by something they did at the observatory.
Harvey, come on, boy.
And because of that, so there's the dog.
Come on, Harvey. Come on, Harvey.
Harvey, run, run! These people are evil. Oh, they lost him. Can I get a dog companion? That'll lighten this up a little bit. Because like I said, it's not a horror game. It's a very narrative-based game.
You push it. I told you it would get stuck.
Should have just taken the car. This was a stupid idea.
Moving here was a stupid idea. And I told you, Barbara said they've blocked the roads. You go and look then.
Wait, is that Harvey? Harvey? Harvey!
Harvey! Here, boy! Come here, boy!
Harvey was up here. I don't remember what I was just saying. Oh, it's not a horror game, but it's got a creepy undertone to it. It's like a weird balance between the two. So, I'm trying to figure out exactly where this story will take us. And I have no idea where I'm walking right now. Is that a dead horse? No, it's not a dead horse. What is that? Is this a horse head? What in the world? This is a creepy... I miss jungle gyms. Oh, they don't have those anymore in parks because people are stupid. Alright. What do you have to say?
Wendy, I'm married.
More
You
influenza.
have to stop this. He's still sweet on you, Elizabeth.
He left. It's too late.
You loved each other long before she came along. It's just about making things as they should be.
Wendy,
They're sitting
It's
really
not
close.
like you won't bump into each other anyway. One drink What can that hurt?
I'm over here. Okay, so we're pretty much done with Tipworth.
Oh, one drink. Wonderful.
So this woman is trying to set her up with somebody even though she's married. That's a good friend right there. It's a beautiful friend. This is actually gorgeous. I like this. Now, interestingly enough, I know that this game isn't, you know, as good as it could be, but interestingly enough, they did not release, I guess because there's no DLC or online, so they didn't really have a reason to, but they did not release this game with a 4K version, which it seems like would have been advantageous for them because this is a very attractive game. Look at the water and how the water is moving. Water is something that's pretty difficult to get right in games. I have a buddy who is studying to be a game designer, and he was saying that like water is pretty hard to program. It's not the hardest thing to program, but it's not easy either. It's definitely not amongst one of the easier things to program. And I actually haven't talked to him in a long time. I wonder how he's doing. Why is there a tow truck? So this tow truck drove off the road. Like straight up just drove off of the road. Coming from this way. So maybe whenever it took everybody or turned everybody into a big ball of light, it just went ahead and took him too while he was driving, and that's why, well, that's what caused the truck to crash. I don't know, there's a lot going on here, and there's a lot of questions that I have. What, is there a thing up here? There's a thing up here, that's why she's acting the way she's acting. What, Wendy? What are you trying to show me?
Wendy,
okay.
You catch your death.
They're all dead, Father. All of my birds.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have birds anyway.
Take my jacket.
Get a dog.
I tried to be a good woman. A Christian woman.
Yeah, but what does that have to
But
do
I've
with
been
anything?
proud.
Just as the Lord forgave you, so also should you. What matters is we try our best. God sees that. Come back to the village with me.
I'm not so far from Stevens now. I need to find my son. It's what Eddie would have done.
Yes. I suppose it is. I'll say a prayer for you.
Thank you, Father. She loved you, you know, Mary. You helped her.
Mary. I don't think we've heard from
I'm
Mary.
sorry if I judged you harshly.
Wait, Mary's the one that died.
It doesn't matter now. It's late. You should find a place to sleep. I'm sure when the sun comes up, everything will seem better.
Wait, you should find a place to sleep? How about go home and sleep? Huh. So Mary's the one that died that Barbara told Wendy that her dosages were being affected or changed. And I've noticed that as I progress through this story, I'm going to go over there because she just came from there, and I think that she's trying to show me something in regards to the man that drove the truck into the water. So what do you got for me, Wendy? Yeah, see, there's nobody in here. He's just gone. Alright, there's nothing down here. I'm going to keep going. Try and push this story on a little bit. See, and I don't know if that's supposed to be audible, but it's not. I don't know if I'm supposed to maybe try and decipher what the orb is trying to say. But we're just going to keep pushing on. So this is the first... those are train tracks, actually. With telephone grids running off. Yeah, see, train tracks. Fun fact, I actually was hired as a train conductor for Norfolk Southern. It's a train company down here where I live. In this area, southeast. Alright. Train conducting is pretty interesting. It's not really what you would expect it to be. So this train... Huh. This train got derailed. Ooh. This is... There's a mop.
Steve,
There's
thank
a
God.
mop here.
Listen, I need you to
Trying
get
to
to the
mop the
junction box,
blood.
see if
What
there's
is
a
this?
phone working. No, stay back. Don't come up here. Oh, Christ. Is that... Bloody idiot.
Where the hell did they think they were going?
I think they must have thought they could walk out along the line.
Well, there won't be any more trains now.
You're a callous bastard, Stephen.
Just pragmatic, Howard. Did you say there's a working phone in the junction box?
And I'm guessing that that's where I'm going next to learn more about the story. So I wonder what happened there. Were they trying to escape? Because it looked like they were trying to, based on what he said, maybe they were trying to walk the tracks, and by walking the tracks, they caused the entity to attack or derail or something. Because this is a highly electric area, especially back in the day. So this is, I'm assuming that if it's running through the phone lines, that electricity would be an area that it's drawn to. And maybe that's why it attacked humans, because we have junction box out of commission until further notice. Maybe because we have slight trace amounts of like electric activity that occurs in our bodies naturally. So maybe that's why.
I lost my shoes.
Oh my God.
I lost my shoes, sir. There's arches on the green. They've taken my shoes, sir.
Howard? Howard Lantham! You open the door this instant, young man.
I lost my shoes.
Somebody's in trouble.
Now get up. Get up.
I lost my shoes.
What on earth are you doing here, Howard?
Stephen, he told me to stay in case Lizzie phoned.
Stephen, where is he?
Oh wait, where are
What are you
we?
doing with those birds?
Concentrate, Howard. Where's Stephen?
He said we couldn't help them. He took my shoes so I'd stay.
Listen to me,
here.
Howard Lantham. You find your shoes and you get to the village. Find Father Jeremy. He'll give you some soup or something. Be off with you.
Where are you going?
I'm gonna find my son. Then I'm gonna ask him what on earth he thinks he's doing.
All right, so it looks like based on this map, I'm gonna call it an episode when we get to the garage area or the Grange area. But see, if you look at the map, there's so many areas and ways it looks like that you can go. You could have taken the train tracks. I could have taken the road, you know? So I'm wondering how much story I'm missing by doing what I'm doing and how long it would actually take to play this game. Alright, Wendy, calm down. I'm following you, damn. You ain't gotta yell at me. Okay, but I don't want to go back. Okay, there's a lot of activity over there, so I will do that. I'm coming, Wendy. She's like, come on. Oh, it's a nice little pond. Ponds are also hard to keep up with. I bet money that I cannot swim. Yep, thought so. Alright, Wendy, you led me over here. And there's little thingies in the air. So, what are we doing? Oh, come on. It's shallow enough. Let me cross. That is slightly irritating about this game. I understand that they're trying to tell a story and they, you know, they want you to do this or that. But, like, the fact that I walk this slow and the fact that it's like, nope, you have to go the long way. And, oh, well, here's a church that might have something in it. Oh, okay, let's go in the church. But you have to walk all the way around to get into the church. And then once you get in the church, you have to walk the long way around. Like, you know, it's just... Why? Dude, this is heavy activity. Because I saw this from a
Fancy
distance.
seeing you here. Oh. Is everything all right, my dear?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm all right. I'm all right. It's just...
Lizzie.
Robert.
That man doesn't deserve you. I know everybody thinks
Lizzie
I'm
and
just a
Robert. I don't think
meddling
we've heard
old
from them.
busybody, but someone has to say what everyone else is thinking. We both know that this marriage, it's not how things are supposed to be.
Are you talking about me and Robert?
Or is this really about Stephen and Kate?
Yeah, she does not like Stephen and Kate.
I suppose it is.
That's why earlier she's made the comment.
I have to accept it. I know, but she doesn't belong here. You see that, don't you? There's a place for people, and this isn't hers. Oh. But I'm not talking about the color of her skin. Don't look at me like that.
Oh, is Kate black?
What do they do up there?
Oh, you're racist.
It's not natural.
No, you're racist. I'm done listening to you.
We're not supposed to.
Ah, fuck, I have to listen to you.
I don't.
Oh, look at that water.
And I don't like how Stephen is around her.
Well, your son is kind of a prick,
He was a
so.
better man when he was with you.
Oh, so Lizzie is Stephen's ex. I really didn't want to listen to that. I mean, you have to, but whatever. Like, I'm not a big advocate on certain things. Alright, so it's saving again. I think we're about to enter the next town. Wendy, am I done with you yet? It looked like she just shook her head, just going back and forth. No. No, you were not. Wendy, this episode's getting a little long, Wendy. I don't want to... Alright. So it looks like this might be the start of the new town. So what I'm going to do with this dead bird on the sidewalk, I am going to go ahead and call it here because it looks like there's a lot to discover in this area, and it looks like this might be the unofficial official start of the new town. So we will come back to Wendy and her adventures and figure out what is going on in the next episode. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Love, peace, and chicken grease.